Hi friends, I hope wherever you are in the world, you are happy and healthy. My name is Tammy. If you're new here, welcome. And if you're returning, welcome back. I appreciate your support and that you are choosing to come hang out with me for a little while. So I had a request to do a flip through of the ASL Tarot. Ooh, there you go. It comes in this gorgeous bag. The creator of this deck went ahead and sent us bags. This was the deck that I supported on Kickstarter. It is by a creator who is deaf, and the proceeds supported a lot of deaf-owned businesses. I think that's how it was worded. So I was more than happy to support this deck. I love ASL. I studied it in college. I am nowhere near as fluent as I used to be. And to be fair, I am a hearing individual. So I would never be truly fluent or necessarily a part of that community. But I do, I did enjoy learning ASL. And so I wanted to support this deck. And it is an absolutely beautiful deck. I do have my issues with it. I do believe you can still get it. And if so, I will link in the description where you can find it if you're interested. The reason why we ended up getting these beautiful bags is because the creator is not someone who plays with tarot cards. I believe it was his partner who was into tarot and oracle. And so he wasn't quite sure of the consistency for the cards, like what cardstock. And so, it did so well, he as an added increased the cardstock or something, and then it made the cardstock not as great as it would have been before, but it was all with great intentions. So then these cards could no longer fit in the beautiful box that also came with it. So that was a little sad, but I truly appreciate that he then went out and had the bags made, and we all got a bag. So again, this was a request to go over this deck. So I'm going to go ahead and show you a flip through. First, I did want to show you the backs here. Maybe I'll do a flip through this way. I don't know if this makes it easier to see. So here are the backs. They are interchangeable. The cardstock is what I take, not issue with, but that bums me out because it makes it really hard for me to ever use these cards. This cardstock is kind of like the card, like when you go to a bowling alley and there's that cardboard, drink placement card. Sorry, words are lost on me today. Not a good thing for a speech therapist. Anyways, it makes it hard for me to hold this deck because it's so thick, let alone shuffle it or do much with it. So I'm still trying to figure out where this deck fits in my collection because it is a gorgeous deck. I love the concept of this deck. I appreciate the concept of this deck. And so, it's not a deck that I necessarily want to let go from my collection. However, if it doesn't have a place, it doesn't have a place. So I'm still trying to figure out where it fits. That being said, let's get to the hands cam so I can show you these cards. They are, did I put that in order? I think I put them in order for you. Yay, gonna go, Tammy. Yep, I think I did. Anyways, all right, so we are going to go to hands cam and get started. All right, so I have small hands. My hands are not that big, so you can see how big these cards are. I'm really hoping that we do not get a whole bunch of glares today. So we'll see. I might have to move away from hands cam. All right, so here is the Fool. And you'll notice with these cards, you know, he has more hands than typical. That is because in most, if not all of these cards, there is the sign, which, like I said, this is such a brilliant deck. The other qualm I kind of have with this deck, though, is to my recollection, not all of these cards are like balanced and centered properly. Like when they were cut, they weren't necessarily cut straight up, you know? So I could be wrong. As we go along, we'll see. The Magician, the High Priestess, the Empress. And another thing I do like about this deck is that, you know, all the people are different shades of colors. So it's not like it's just focused on one color, and it's, you know, it's if there's so many different colors, then, you know, that cuts the whole not being inclusive in that sense. Now, it doesn't necessarily fit all inclusivity, but you can kind of put yourself in some of these, because I don't know about you, but I'm not green, so I'm not purple or blue. So you can kind of, you know, fit more into this deck. I love this strength card, though. I have got to say, that is a gorgeous, gorgeous strength card. And you can see her arms are up, showing the sign for strength. She's riding the lion. Hermit, he's kind of like a greenish teal color. Wheel of Fortune. Justice. And you can see right here, the sign. There's so many good things about this deck, which is why I'm like, I need to find its place in my collection. How am I going to use this deck, you know, in my collection? I love this deck card. I actually, one of the things from Kickstarter is we could choose, like at a certain level, you would get a signed picture from the creator, and it was either, I believe, the Lovers or Death. I chose Death, so I have this card in a print that I can frame and put on my wall. Temperance, and again, you can see the hands doing the sign. The Devil. The Tower. I'm going to back up to the Devil. I am going to be honest with you. This is rarely ever my favorite card, especially when it does take on a very devil-like look in that sense, just because of my, you know, Southern Baptist Christian upbringing. It still does hit something in me that puts walls up for me many times. But that's a me thing. That's a me issue. I like that the star, and it shows the, you know, fingers going up to show the sign for star. The Moon. Sun. Judgment. World. Ace of Swords. Two of Swords. And this is a very traditional card right there. Three, so is this one, and you can see the hand doing the sign for three. Four of Swords. So it does take a very traditional look at these cards. but plays with the colors and adding in the hand signs, the ASL signs. I shouldn't say hand signs, ASL signs. Six of Swords, Seven of Swords, his hand's up there doing 7. Eight of Swords. I do like the take where this one, you know, usually I tend to see in a lot of my decks where the person is facing towards us and encircled by the swords. In this card, though, it's almost like we are behind her. And so we can see the swords surrounding her and potentially surrounding us too. I do like how the creator did this card. 9 of Swords with the hands bound. Usually the more traditional look is like, you know, with the swords above your head. And this one, you know, has the hands bound. I do like how they did that. So you can still see the 9. So I like a lot of the takes that this creator made with the cards. Which is why I'm like, I've got to figure out where it belongs in my collection. I would love if the creator of this deck did a second edition where they, you know, changed the card stock. I think if they did, I would probably be racing out to go purchase it because it is such a unique deck. It is so brilliantly done. I would love that. So if anyone ever, yeah, so this one doesn't look like it's centered. Yeah, my pseudo OCD immediately noted that. If anyone ever sees this deck in a second printing with different cardstock, please let me know, because like I said, I really would love to see. Yeah, this one's off-centered too. So yeah, some of these are off-centered, but I can live with them. I don't want to cut them because they have this beautiful, like, antique gold edging that was done by the creator. Well, not personally, but was chosen by the creator to be done with these cards in the production of these cards. So and some of these are kind of pips, which again, not my favorite. I'm not a big pips person. But if the whole deck isn't pips, then I can definitely overlook a couple pips. 9 of Cups, 9 of Chalices, 10. I do love this, that the hand is in rainbow, you know, because love is love, family and heart. Page of Chalices. Knight of Chalices. And usually the Knight of Cups, it has like a romantic air about him. You know, at least that's my preference with the Knight of Cups. I always think of that, you know, the romance. Queen of Cups, Queen of Chalices. Oops. King. Ace of Wands. 2 of Wands. 3 of Wands. 4. 5. And I also like here with the battle with the wands that all of the hands are a different color. Sorry, I needed to get a little sip of my flavored water there. 6 of Wands. 7, 8. I also like how the birds were added to kind of express that movement of the 8 of Wands. 9. 10. Page of Wands. Knight of Wands. Queen. King. Ace of Pentacles. 2. 3. 4. 5. 6. 7. 8. Honing his craft. 9. And I think it was brilliant how that 9 is also as he's picking off a grape. Like, that was very well done. 10. 8. Knight. Queen. And King. All right. If you supported this on Kickstarter and received your deck, I would love to know your thoughts on this deck. If you did not, if you missed the chance to support this on Kickstarter or did not know this deck existed, let me know in the comments. Is this a deck that you would be interested in? Let me know if you could think of another way that I can use this deck so that it has a place in my collection. I would love to know what other creative ways you might use this deck. All right, until next time, stay blessed and stay beautiful. Bye.